take a day if you need to. Oh, are you okay? Did you make a funny sound? Did you make a funny sound? Did I make a funny sound? Sorry. You may call me Miss Introvert, and here on this channel we write, we edit, we learn, and we grow, and I'm growing right along with you guys, so we're all in the same boat. Today we're going to talk about what writers do when they're not writing, and the answer is procrastinate, which may or may not be true, and we're going to debunk that claim today so that I can justify my procrastination, which may or may not be procrastination. And we're going to talk about the difference between productivity and procrastination. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy introvert-related content, fangirling content, book plotting content, poetry content. We have it all here on this channel. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and comment down below what you do in your procrastinating time, what you do for fun, and what you do to avoid procrastinating, because I would love tips. If you want, you can send me some of your original poetry through my emailing list or through my Fiverr account. And if you don't know what any of that means, you can check it out in the description. And if you'd like to be a beta reader for my upcoming book, fill out the Google form in the description as well. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Number 1, what should writers do when they're not writing? Well, the easy answer is they should write. Right? Or they should read, or they should watch something or consume something that's going to either inspire them to write, motivate them to write, or make them smarter at writing. All of those are good, but writers should also be doing things that other rational humans do, because we're not invincible. We actually cannot stay up all night writing. We can, but we're not going to feel the best the day after. Some of these activities or necessities can consist of sleeping, eating, using the bathroom. Side note,
I sometimes wait to use the bathroom when I'm in the middle of a very important scene and I have to pee really, really, really bad, but I want to finish the scene because I don't want to forget it while I'm on the toilet, which I'm only on the toilet for like 2 minutes. But I eventually use the bathroom, but only after I finish the scene, and now going to the bathroom is a word system. Help.
Anyway, humans go outside. Humans talk to friends, I think. They work at their part-time or full-time jobs. They feed their dogs, they walk their dogs, they interact with their pets. Oh, hi. They feed their families, they spend time with their families, they take their families out to fun places, they go with the family out to fun places, they go outside. Did I mention they go outside? They go on walks, they take coffee breaks without writing. What an idea. Writers work out. Writers read a helpful self-help book. Writers go to therapy. Writers do their homework. You need to live. Writers breathe. Writers clean up their house, and not as a thing to avoid writing. So the short answer is, writers need to be taking breaks and making sure they're healthy and ready to write, and they need to make sure that they're nourished. So take a day if you need to. Write something else for fun. Talk to some people, which is hard because most of us on this channel are aggressively introverted. You should just be human when you're not writing. Go get some ice cream. And I get it. Some writers want to be the greats of their generation. They want to be like Hamilton from the musical. Why do you write like you're running out of time? We want to be like that. We want to never stop writing. Not only because we love it, but because we have to prove something about ourselves. We have to make sure that's what we want to do. We have to make something great, and making something great involves putting a lot of time into it. And some of the greats did not lead the healthiest lives. Some of them abused alcohol and drugs, and they starved. That was one of the many questions we asked in our writing class. In order to be a good writer, do you have to behave like the greats? But that's a whole other discussion. So yes, be safe, be healthy, be the writer that you look up to. Even those writers that you actually do look up to, they don't have it all together. So don't feel like you have to be perfect. Your drafts are never going to be perfect. Your books themselves are never going to be perfect, which is why I won't be able to read my writing once I publish it. Number 2, procrastination versus productivity. So if you're anything like me, you're addicted to TV shows and movies and video games and books and any kind of media that I could ever consume that I enjoy, that's scary and dark, but also sometimes wholesome and happy and funny. Also TikTok. And it can be a special treat sometimes. I'm learning how to make it a treat. I learned how to do that throughout high school and throughout college especially, but now that I'm working here and there, it's kind of getting a little tricky sometimes. I have to actually prioritize what I want to do, which is write. And sometimes I treat it like a regular occasion, which I shouldn't. The TV watching part, not the writing part, which is sad. When you're a writer, you have to prioritize when you're going to write and when you're not going to write, and both of those activities are equally important, especially if you're taking the time to actually take a break and rest. As writers, I believe our profession or our hobby or whatever you're going to call it requires mediums of inspiration and motivation. So we may have to watch a heart breathing series on YouTube. I love that channel. If you're looking for like all things writing books and all things publishing books and self-publishing books, please go check out Heart Breathings. She saved my life, so go check her out. We might have to watch that really good TV series that's getting great reviews on Netflix, and we want to know what creating A+ content looks like. We want to know how to cater to a specific audience, so we might consume books that are in the same genre, or consume books that have similar characters. We might rewatch or reread books that have similar characters and take some notes. We might have to play Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom a lot so that we can get into our fantasy, immersive style of writing, so that we can immerse our readers in that style of writing. I keep looking at my dog because he's looking at me. Are you very sleepy? Yes, he's very sleepy. He said, Herman, I'm very sleepy. Or you might be in a deep rabbit hole of Tears of the Kingdom, just like we all are, and you're not coming out. You just live in Hyrule now. That's honestly my dream, and you're living it. I'm jealous. There might be a book series on Book Talk that our friends are recommending. And of course, we have to watch the new Spider-Verse movie. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It was too perfect. We will discuss it in the comments in all caps. Now, this doesn't mean you have to feel pressured to consume all the media in the world, because the amount of books and movies and TV shows and video games that your friends are going to recommend to you, it's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be a lot of pressure. Don't take the pressure. You're going to read, watch, play what you're going to read, watch, play. And you're going to make bucket lists of movies that you still have to see, and video games that you still have to play and analyze, and books that you still have to take notes on, and even places you want to go on your bucket list to give you inspiration. Productivity can also be planning out your next project and brainstorming. It can be running your ideas by friends and peers and people that support you and are going to give you a thumbs up, or people that are going to be like, that's a horrible idea, or people that are just going to help you achieve your dream in general. It can be starting the marketing process early and making people aware of your work in progress on TikTok and Instagram, and just letting them know that it's a thing that you're making and you'll be able to get it out to the world soon and they'll already know about it. Might be asking some questions for other writers, like on Facebook groups and on Twitter, and just looking for answers to all of the questions that you have about how do I navigate this middle section of my book, I'm stuck. How do I promote my book? How do I navigate self-publishing? So many people who know a lot more than you do on these platforms that are just going to be able to help you so much. I know that I came into the self-publishing world and I was like scared and I didn't know what I was doing, and I went to self-publishing people that knew what they were doing and they gave me such good advice. And another good question you're going to want to ask them is, what would you not do so that you don't do that thing? So trust me, when it comes to publishing books, you're going to want a roadmap. So as long as you're giving your brain some exercise and something to do, it's productivity. It's not procrastinating. Procrastinating is putting off the thing you meant to do by filling in chores or just other miscellaneous things that weren't really on your agenda for the day. Maybe they were on a different day's agenda. Maybe you're like getting ahead in this other area of your life, which is great. But if it feels like it's something that's taking over your writing time, then that's procrastination. So let's talk about what it looks like to set goals in your writing life. Number 3, plan to procrastinate. Hold on, plan to procrastinate? But you just said the opposite. Yes, but there's more to planning these things. See, as writers, we are bound to procrastinate. So you want to look at your writing habits. what are the times or the moods you have that you just really don't feel like writing, or that you have writer's block. Find out when those times are, or when those moods happen, or whatever the situation you're in, and fill that time block with any of the activities we mentioned previously, or anything that you know of that's going to keep your mind in that productivity state. And if you really want to make it worth your while, it's going to be a lot of reading. Or plan around the times that writing is stressful. I know that if I write before bed, it's going to keep me up because I'll continue to think of ideas after I've written or edited a chapter. And I'll be going back on my notes app on my phone and just typing in the idea so I don't forget it, which is good, but I don't want that to interfere with my bedtime because sleep is very important to me. So what I do is I fill that time so I feel productive even though it's late and it's time for me to rest. I still find it helpful to read a book at night so that I'm still working my brain and so that I can fall asleep easier because reading helps me fall asleep. And an episode of The Simpsons, it turns my brain off. I'm on season 16 right now, which is pretty good. I started, I think, last spring. So, you might be the complete opposite though. You might be a night owl. And that time for you is when your writing comes to life. So keep up that habit if it's healthy for you and if it's helpful. Remember, you know yourself and your work in progress best. So do what you think is right, with a little research, of course. And that is all I have for you guys today. So yeah, once again, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and comment down below what you're gonna be doing to plan out your writing week or your writing month or what have you. And if you want your poetry read, send it over to my mailing list, send it over to Fiverr. And if you want to be a beta reader, you can fill out the Google form in the link in the description. Thanks for watching and stay basic. Okay, bye.